ですね。ならばその石ごと砕くまでです。
Look who's here, Mappa. Welcome home. It's been a long time coming. To be honest, I still can't believe you're in One Piece. That thrash you got was pretty harsh, I tell you. Even after you'd given birth to probably the best show of 2020, people were still on your ass for the stupidest of things there were, you know? Involving titans and a self-centered kid considering himself the most righteous one alive. Well, I'm pretty sure you've had your share of the beating, and we aren't that vile that we want to bring that up over and over again, even right now. Let's talk about the titles that have made your name reach the surface, basically cement you as one of the best anime studios out there. With that being said, let's sit back, relax, and reminisce some of the wonderful memories you've given us over the years with many more to come. Ushio Totora. In case you thought that vintage animation and the old school way of doing things died as soon as we waved the 20th century goodbye, then better hold your horses there since Ushio Totora is here to play. Witness nostalgia at its finest in a story that makes sure action, demons, and the supernatural blend together to bring the best each and every one of them has to offer. The anime executes the whole plot, the whole setting in such a shonen manner that it's almost scary, making one to remember the prestigious magazine in a heartbeat at most. The hunt is going to be a fun one since with one hell of a protagonist and one hell of a show featuring more than just one hell of a side character, it'd be hard to not binge the series in a night or so. The God of High School. Now, Webtoon sure popped off in the anime universe last year with titles like Tower of God and Noblesse introducing the platform in the best way possible, but Crunchyroll sure murdered my childhood friend right here by giving him the worst treatment there is in the anime universe. Sure, that I'll be your contradiction makes that beat rampage inside your head 24/7, and the action makes blinking a real pain in the neck, but at least give the viewer some time to catch on. Damn, you keep changing the whole story every other episode with the anime ending up with a dysmorphic body that's entertaining, sure, but not impactful and by no means something that will leave an everlasting impression. Jin Mori's kicks would have been enough to shoot it to the top spot, but stay here for a bit. In this corner of the world. If you're someone who thinks that Grave of the Fireflies is the only good war anime movie there is, then are we glad for you to bump into us for this fine evening. In this corner of the world portrays tragedy, misery, and loss in a way that it isn't a reality. A timeline where you don't cry after witnessing this masterpiece we have here. Suzu's struggles are real, with fate making sure her eyes know nothing but tears with her heart giving away to the reality she's a part of. The way it all comes to an end, that perfect of a conclusion isn't all that common no matter what series we have at hand, so it's definitely a must watch no matter what. Dororo. Ancient Japan and anime isn't a combo that's old by any means. Heck, we've got some of the best titles featuring that very setting. But if you want to go all the way back when anime wasn't even a thing and we're almost halfway done with what the 20th century had to offer, then look no further for Dororo, which show you that it isn't day and age what defines a mangaka, an author at the end of the day. Seeing Hyakumaru cursed ever since he drew his last breath, to him regaining what was lost, what was his since day one, it's just wonderful. The show features new additions every other episode, so the story gets more depth and the purpose becomes more meaningful as we approach the end. A roller coaster ride of emotions indeed. 2019 was stacked up. Kids on the Slope. Romance and music? Are we talking about Your Line April here? Well, sorry to disappoint you, but there was a masterpiece that made full use of the magic that music, jazz to be precise, had to offer, with every other instrument dancing to the melody of the slope. Youth is nice, isn't it? Emotions and feelings in full bloom hitting you right in the chest every other morning, afternoon, and evening. It's nothing short of a curse that's just beautiful through and through. Witness as the show gives birth to the most beautiful form of friendship and romance anime has shown to this day, as Kawabuchi and Kaoru bring the best music, romance, and comedy has to offer. Such nostalgia, to be honest. Tact Op Destiny. might be jumping the gun with this one since there aren't many episodes out yet, but I'm pretty sure I know a good show when I see one. Newest under Mappa's belt, the show's got anything and everything a fan could ask for, be it you're in it for the characters that speak for an anime itself or just the unique plot which a lot of these masterpieces are known for. It's been a while since we last had music pulling the strings of a show, with Carol and Tuesday coming the closest to something being good. But in Takt Top Destiny, we believe that soon enough the best anime of the season would become crystal clear, since originals sure pack more than just a punch every other season. Yuri on Ice.
彼はいつも僕をびっくりさせる。初めて彼のスケートを見た時からずっと驚きの連続だった。
Okay, no need to get triggered here. Sure, Yuri on Ice is one of the best shows of the later half of the decade, but you see good shows are born to get outdone by even better shows down the road. It's only logical. Sports and anime have been the same thing over and over again, with basketball, soccer, and the newest superstar volleyball in the house making all these athletes look like they be slacking during all those games. Ice skating in an anime? Sign me up. I'm pretty sure all of us have the same reaction given such out-of-the-box ideas are what we live for at this point. Everything just beautiful about this show, and I truly believe it's one of those titles that don't need to be explained at all. Dorohedoro. 2020 was a tough year for obvious reasons. Most of us were on the verge of losing our own sanity because of being cooped up in our rooms, talking to nothing but the walls all day, every day. In case you're sadistic enough to want to experience how your mental state was during that year, then this show right here would do a great job improvising that trip to the past. Weird and strange doesn't quite cut it when Dorohedoro's in the conversation, since nothing, absolutely nothing about this show is normal at all. Hearts for faces, blood gushing out of almost everything, and just art at its finest being portrayed when you've awoken that third eye. Explore the darkest pits of the human mind itself. Dorohedoro is one of the most unique anime shows of all time, and for sure something that won't be being anytime soon. Terror in Resonance. Another one of the gems. 9 and 12 sure managed to give the king of anime IQ, Yagami Light, a run for his money in this 11-episode series that portrays what it's like to want to talk to someone while not being able to do so, ever. One of the best duos in the business before they retired, 9 and 12 would make sure even the FBI are left scratching their heads since the guys are just too good at what they do. Wearing those Sphinx masks, posting videos on that YouTube knockoff that 5 uses to watch those nail art tutorials, this cat and mice game is one of the best thrillers you can find, and with the mere 11 episodes managing to put the perfect end to the title, binging is super easy now, isn't it? Jujutsu Kaisen. Who would have thought, right? The anime that's still all over the place, with the movie Zero about to follow suit real soon, Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the modern masterpieces for sure. Without a doubt, the show makes us live the Shonen Jump's golden era with demons and sorcerers trying to best each other in a fight that's exhilarating and thrilling to no end. I mean, it's not that easy for a show to feature so many slayers in a mere 10 episodes. Let's get real here. Giving birth to literal religions and cults based on characters, it sure is a strange era we live in. Non-stop action and a posse of characters with personas that are so genuinely thought of that it's almost unfair, Jujutsu Kaisen would be the top spot when it comes to Mappa for a couple of years to come. There's no denying that.